Tom woke up in a dark room to the sound of footsteps approaching. His head was pounding. He could barely see anything in front of him, and he had no idea where he was. The footsteps got closer and closer until a man holding a flashlight entered the room.
Good morning, Tom. I hope you're feeling better.
Who are you?
I'm Dr. Smith. You've been in an accident. Do you remember anything before waking up here?
Tom tried to remember, but his memory was a blank slate. Even the sound of his own voice was unfamiliar to him. The doctor's face was unfamiliar as well, but he seemed oddly familiar, like he had seen him somewhere before. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Tom was confined to the room, with no outside contact besides the doctor. The room had no windows and no distinguishable features except for a bed, a toilet, and a sink. There was not much to do but think and try to remember anything at all. As time passed, Tom's brain was slowly piecing together small fragments of memories. The first thing he remembered was a voice calling out to him, a woman's voice. He could not put a face to that voice, but it was such a sweet-sounding voice that it gave him comfort. Then one day, another memory resurfaced. He was in a forest. It was a sunny day, and he was walking with the woman who had called out to him. They were holding hands, and he felt happy. He was so startled by the memory resurgence that he began to panic. Tom started to focus on those memories, repeating them to himself over and over again. Eventually, more memories began to trickle back. The name of his partner, Julia, the cafe they frequented on their lunch dates. Finally, the realization hit him. He was not in an accident at all, but had been kidnapped by Dr. Smith for some unknown reason. With his newfound knowledge, Tom started to devise a plan to escape. Over the months, he had become familiar with the routines of the doctor, observing every movement for a chance to escape. He began by pretending to have lost his memory temporarily. He would pretend to forget conversations or repeat things he had said before. The doctor was convinced. The following day, the door was left open. Tom made his move, and with the help of the few memories he was able to retrieve, he managed to escape. But with no recollection of who he was for several months, he had no idea how long he had been held captive or where he was. Even Julia's name was too vague to act as any lead. He was lost and still under the doctor's grip. After some time of wandering, he stumbled upon a payphone and took an immense chance to call an emergency number. The police were dispatched to his location, and he was rescued. The assailant was apprehended, and Tom realized that his amnesia was no longer an obstacle, but a key to unlocking the truth about his situation. After a few more weeks of therapy, Tom was able to start piecing together most of his memories. Now a free man, he was reunited with Julia, who he found out was his fiancée. They were grateful to be together again and were determined to create new, happier memories to replace the dark period in their lives.